Today, we're diving into Romans 5:3-5. It's a passage that reminds us how challenges can shape us into something greater. Let's read it together. Not only that, but we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope, and hope does not put us to shame, because God's love has been poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit who has been given to us. She pauses, letting the words sink in. Maria. Powerful, isn't it? At first, the idea of rejoicing in suffering might feel unnatural. Why would anyone celebrate hardship? Ben, a young man in the group, raises his hand. Ben, yeah, it's tough to understand. I mean, suffering is painful. How are we supposed to find joy in it? Maria, great question, Ben. Let's break it down. Paul isn't saying we should enjoy suffering itself. Instead, he's inviting us to see the bigger picture. Suffering isn't the end of the story. It's a tool God uses to shape us. The group murmurs in agreement. Maria picks up a small lump of clay from a nearby table. Maria, think of this clay. It's soft and shapeless at first. But as the potter works on it, stretching and refining it, it becomes something beautiful and useful. That's what suffering does. She molds the clay as she speaks. Maria, Paul says suffering produces endurance. It's like running a race. The more you push through, the stronger you get. And endurance? That shapes your character. Sarah, a woman in her 40s, nods thoughtfully. Sarah. So our struggles are building something in us that we can't always see right away. Maria. Exactly. And that refined character leads to hope. A hope that isn't fleeting or shallow, but deeply rooted in God's love for us. She sets the molded clay down, now shaped into a small cup. Maria. And here's the best part. This hope doesn't disappoint. Why? Because God's love is constant, poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit. It's like a steady stream that never runs dry. David, an older man, speaks up. David, I've been through some tough times, losing my job, health scares. But looking back, I can see how God used those moments to grow me. They weren't wasted. Maria, that's exactly it, David. Our pain has a purpose. It connects us to God, reminds us of His love, and helps us become more like Christ. She looks around the circle. Maria, so as we face challenges, let's hold on to this truth. Let's trust that God is working, even when it's hard to see. The group nods, some wiping away tears, others smiling in quiet reflection. The group prays together, their voices united, their hearts encouraged by the hope found in Romans 5:3-5.